Number one, broad front approach. The community development and Panchayat Raj were often described as broad front or multi-pronged development strategies as they aimed at development of villages covering all major spheres like agriculture, animal husbandry, rural industries, communication, health, education, women welfare, and social welfare. In the early 1960s, India revised its rural development strategy and adopted sectoral approach of development due to the financial limitations and pressing needs and priorities. In this process, it launched specific sectoral development programs such as Intensive Agricultural District Program, Intensive Agricultural Area Program, Intensive Cattle Development Program, etc. While the sectoral approach to the development was fruitful to a major extent in eliminating scarcity of food, it has also contributed to the growing regional imbalances and inequality among the people within the community. The latter has affected significantly the rural poor, the landless labor, artisans, marginal and small farmers. As a result, the development policy of India was revised once again in the late 1970s, in which the development of the rural poor became the primary concern of the rural development. The community development programs, that is known as CDP, and National Extension Service, that was known as NES, was initiated in 1952 that fell under this approach. The CDP as a holistic approach did not succeed as expected. The impact of program was ephemeral. It was said that the community development program has been like film of butter spread over a large loaf, thus provide ineffective in a complex society. Hence, it could not make a dent into social fabric as was expected. The critics also point out that it brought about a great disparity between the rich and the poor. It hardly touched the problem of meeting the felt needs of the people. It failed to bring about the process of modernization through social education. And number four, lack of people participation. Now, sectoral approach. The sectoral development planning in individual sectors like education, health, housing and social security are included in sectoral approach of the development. The approach advocates compartmentalization of development in different sectors as if these are watertight compartments and have nothing to do with each other. Its inadequacies stem from this compartmentalized approach. Little attempts are to be made to integrate them. By 1960s, the situation was rather critical on the food front. The need for great concentration on food production led to strategy for locating potential sectors and well-endowed districts and areas capable of yielding higher agricultural production. Now, participatory approach. The concept has been developed from participatory development. Now, what is participatory development? Participatory development is a process through which stakeholders can influence and share control over the development initiatives and over the decisions and resources that affect themselves. Here are some aspects of the participatory approach. Number one, a process to engage local populations in development projects. Participatory development uses local decision making and capacities to steer and define the nature of an intervention. This approach aims at achieving a localized capital accumulation process based on the skills development and local resources generation. The essential feature of participatory development is social mobilization. This approach gives a new self-confidence through which the community can engage in more ambitious projects involving collective action and management. Scope and applications of this participation. The participation at the micro level of projects such as project planning and design decisions, project implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. Now, participatory rural appraisal and rapid rural appraisals are two important aspects of this approach. So, these methods is used to enable people so that they can express and analyze the realities of their lives and conditions, to plan themselves what actions to take, and to monitor and evaluate the results. The difference is that PRA emphasizes processes that empower local people, whereas RRA, that is Rapid Rural Appraisal, is mainly seen as a means for outsiders to gather information. So here is the categorical difference between PRA and RRA. The former emphasizes the processes that deals with empowerment of the local people, whereas RRA is stressed on as a means for the outsiders to gather information. So here are some key elements of participatory development process. Suppose growth of consciousness and group identity, the realization of creative potential of the poor, empowerment, the process of reconstructing a group identity, raising consciousness, acquiring new skills, and upgrading their knowledge base, power to break the vicious circle of poverty, variations of participatory development manifestations, enabling mutual learning to enhance communication, listening, and learning between development workers and those they serve. Now let us know about the implementation of this process. Here are some 9 points. Number 1, information sharing tools, news and updates via media, consultation tools, discussion forums, debates, focus group discussion, etc. Number 3, collaborative planning tools, establishment of a local level planning committees. Now benefits are high startup cost but less expensive and more sustainable in the long run. Number 5, more relevant to local populations than the traditional development projects, addressing local needs criticisms. Number 7, costly and slow. Number 8, smaller target population than traditional development. the treating everyone same in the communities. Number 10, this is very important, participatory approaches to rural poverty elevation diagnosis or project identification, community planning and formulation. Thank you.